What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civ 5 AI only old world battle. Things have been pretty hectic. I am struggling to keep up because there is a ton of wars going on. I've had like a 2-hour break since I recorded the last video of this series and I can't even remember what is going on. It is intense. There's a lot of big stuff going on. My pick to win, Parthia, obviously took out Persia, or Persia's capital I should say, and that is the first capital to fall so far. No one is fully dead yet, I would like to point out. Of course, everyone is still alive, but yeah, that is pretty big for Parthia. They took a huge chunk of land with that as well. And I did say, start of this video, I completely forgot, but let's just wait till this turn is processed. Now we're going to go over the info addicts, see who's doing well, who's doing what. We're seeing some peace deals here between the Congo and the Zulu. That is because the Congo are now at war with Rhodesia, of course, and Ethiopia and Carthage. That's a bit of a random one, but Ethiopia got pushed back a bit, lost one city. Not the end of the world, not a crisis. Wondering what Mercuria are doing there, but Arabia are looking pretty strong too, if anyone's picked them. See, I don't know at this point if anyone, what everyone's picked. But let's go over this then. Population, we've got Belgium in the lead, surprisingly, with only one city, but I guess they've not been building settlers, because Mercuria is there as well, who have only built one settler, both in the 1.9 million range. Then we've got Congo, 1.6 million, just under 1.5 million from Switzerland. Khazar in 5th, 1.4 million as well, just a bit lower than Switzerland. India 1.3 million, Mongolia 1.2 million, Mali 1.2 million, and the Songhai 1 million. Everyone else is below 1 million. Apart from me, the lowest population is Greece with 27,000, who did just grab a second city, I noticed, in Northern Africa. Indonesia down here as well, Polynesia, some of the islands that I kind of screwed over. Although saying that, Japan are nowhere near the bottom of this list. Where the hell are you? Japan are all the way up here at 800,000 people. So doing pretty well. Crop yield, the lead, Mongolia, pretty far ahead at the moment, 97 million bushels. They're going to be the first to 100 by the look of it. In second, you got Rhodesia, 72 million, all the way down in South Africa sort of area. India, 68 million. Mercuria, 67 million up in Northeast Africa. We've even got a European on there, Poland, currently at 63 million. Khazar, Parthia, Switzerland, Vietnam, Britain fill out the top 10. Manufactured goods or production, 3 civs sort of leading the way here. Mongolia on 42 million tonnes. We've got Parthia and Rhodesia drawing on 40 million tonnes. Bit of a drop off to Khazar, 32 million tonnes. And then we've got Qing, 31 million, level with Poland, India, Portugal, Switzerland. The Huns also filling out the top 10 there. GMP, Arabia's got the strongest economy, headed up by Switzerland, Rhodesia, Congo, Portugal. Land area, always a big one. Parthia now leading by quite some way. It's 750,000 square kilometres. We've seen a lot of settling from them. Mongolia in second at 580,000 square kilometres. Less of a surprise. Portugal, 560,000. They've been quite expansive. Rhodesia, 550,000 square kilometres. Switzerland, 520,000 alongside Great Britain equal. Poland ahead then in 7th. Qing in 8th. India 9. Kimberley 10. The smallest in land size currently is Japan at 160,000 square kilometres. Military manpower, the one you want to see. The weakest military goes to Persia, Siam down here. Some smaller countries. The leaders, Mongolia, as you expect, 82,000 soldiers. Then it's Arabia in second, 65,000 soldiers. They're doing pretty well. Denmark as well, 62,000 up in Northern Europe. Doing a good job too. Carthage and Garamantes, both equal size and right next to each other. That would be an interesting battle. Or if they team up, that would be interesting too. Qing are there for just under 60,000. So then should be too scared of Mongolia just yet. Songhai 57,000 as well, sort of in southwest or Western Africa, I think we should call it. Rhodesia 56,000 down in South Africa. The Ottomans, Soviet Union, both 55,000. We got the Vandals, Huns, quite a few other people on 50,000 too. Other big ones, social policies. No surprises that Poland are leading with 10. We've got Switzerland, Garamantes on 9. Then we've got Big Blob on 8. Quite a few on 7. Sort of the main. 7, 6 is sort of the average there. Happiness doesn't particularly matter as long as no one's negative. And as you see, no one is negative. Wow, there are some countries with a lot. And most of them are the ones I had to edit a little bit. Indonesia lowest on technologies, Polynesia, Greece, Siam, Carthage. At least like Japan is doing well. That makes me feel less bad for Indonesia a little bit because I screwed them over a bit. But Poland, Mongolia, China and Belgium. Obviously China got the Great Library, which is why they're doing well, 21. We've got Congo, Qing and Garamantes, 20. But it's interesting not to see all the people that have been doing so well. So Rhodesia aren't up here, although Mongolia are. 19 for the Huns and everybody. Vietnam usually do well technology. They are up there on 19, so there's nothing to worry about just yet, Vietnam fans. Cities, Next big thing, Rhodesia, Mongolia, Parthia, and Portugal have all got 5. 4 for Kimberley. Kimberley have... Oh yeah, Kimberley have 4, don't they? They have 1 in Indonesia now. Poland, the Zulu, Great Britain, and India are all on 4. Then there's quite a few on 3. A couple of 2s, and 1 is only for Japan and Belgium now. Science output, Polynesia aren't doing much science, which will explain why they're so low. Quite a few people lower down, but Switzerland actually putting out 62, the highest output. They're quite big in Central Europe, to be fair. Mongolia 52, Rhodesia 43, quite a drop off between those top 3. And then Parthia is just below Rhodesia. Khazar are there, India, Poland, Songhai, Congo, Great Britain are here as well. Culture, Britain are actually leading. Qing just behind, then Belgium again. Belgium are doing pretty well considering they have 1 city. Vietnam, Switzerland, Parthia make up sort of the top 5, 6 there. Wonders, I think a couple of people, Qing, Sicilies, 2 Sicilies, and China all have 2, and Kimberley. So if Mongolia can take out Qing and China, that would be great for their culture. Ethiopia, Parthia, Rhodesia, the Ottomans, India, Garamantes all have 1 each. Faith gain, Ethiopia leading the way at the moment. We'll check the religions in a second. And great works. 2 for Switzerland, Poland, Britain, 1 for Belgium, Mali, and the 2 Sicilies. Let's have a quick look at the religion overview. The religions, so the most followed religions are currently Eastern Orthodox from Ethiopia in Africa and Sikhism in Africa. So Africa proven to be the most religious area, I guess, so far. India's Hinduism, the 3 earliest religions, I think, maybe those 3, because they are very far ahead, also in 9. Then there's only 2 for Buddhism from Wallachia, and then 1 for Catholicism from Congo. There's a lot of religions in Africa, to be fair. Islam in Arabia is only at 1, and Shinto is only in 1. As you'd expect, I think like Buddhism from Wallachia might do quite well, although to be fair, Sikhism has already spread up through Greece, who now have Sparta in North Africa, into Athens, so we'll see how that plays out. There's also a plague currently spreading through Europe. This is the one that, of course, started in Istanbul, and I said could wreak some havoc, because of it being in such a central location. It seems to have only found its way up towards Warsaw at the moment, where Poland are fighting a battle against the Khazar. They seem to be safe, and Switzerland don't seem to be able to have much of an impact, despite declaring that war. But we'll see how things go. I just noticed how big the land, there's quite a bit of land around Peking, which is obviously now Beijing in real life. If Mongolia take that, that is a lot of land. But at the moment, Mongolia haven't been able to take too much. They're probably going to take this Belgian settler away, or Belgian city once it settles. Kiev is the 3rd Soviet Union city, so they are being pushed north by their neighbours, and it looks like the Huns might be ready to go again soon after that disastrous attack of the Soviet Union and failure. Well, not failure, but they got attacked by the Khazar. Wallachia are now out here, so it is a real mess. And luckily, the Siberian area filling very quickly, and at the moment there's no power sort of coming through, dominating the region. Although Mongolia might be able to do that in time. But this if they can settle enough cities before these mountains are done, then that will be interesting. Sorry about my phone now, just turn that off. I don't even know what that was. I think it's the email noise. It's weird because normally it never plays. There we go, another city from Rhodesia down here. They're not at war with the Zulu. The Zulu are at war. Oh, no, not anymore. The Huns v Poland, that doesn't matter. I want to say, unless the Huns really go after it. They could walk around and take out these Polish cities up in Siberia, but they probably won't. Wallachia, I mean, they could send some units through, but it's going to be difficult for them. Wallachia, if I was you, I'd try to take out Greece. Soviet Union, Poland, again, tiny border. But I mean, so many nations are at war with Poland now. This could start to be a problem, because they're at war with Switzerland, Wallachia, the Khazar, and the Soviet Union, and Denmark. So that's all their neighbours. And Denmark actually do have a settler up right now. About time. And Belgium did settle. Antwerp. Not too far from the Mongolian Empire, which seems to have cooled down on their attempts to go after Persia, who are still here. Going to try and form some sort of country out of what they've been left with, I guess. But it's going to be a tough game from them from now on. Australia still relatively empty. Neither of these civs going super aggressive. Not that they need to. Indonesia going for a 3rd city. They're trying to play catch up. And if they could maybe get some boats together and they could kick Kimberley off these islands, that'd be good. Siam have recovered with 2 new cities after losing all their other ones to India or Persia. Not sure how long Vietnam are going to let them be around for, because Vietnam are in a better spot. not much better, but they've not been in as much of a conflict. China's a weird one. I mean, they're starting to get some big borders, but they haven't really done anything. They're not really a threat. Vietnam don't pose enough of a threat. Neither does Korea's an interesting one. We haven't really paid much attention to Korea here. We'll see how their relations with Mongolia go, because Korea are yet to do anything in terms of war, but they have got quite a big army. They could always sort of, they could probably choose to side with Qing or Mongolia and probably get away with it. And there we go, another city. Actually, I think it's been here for a while, from the Khazar. And there we go, yep, Wallachia just settled right in the middle of this mess that has already formed. That is good to know. Britain are now into Canada properly and officially with their scout. I believe that is the first unit here. I haven't been keeping a massive amount of attention. Polynesia, looks like maybe they came over here, but it's not. I feel like they would be settling if they had, or at least trying to. So not at the moment. They seem pretty happy with what they've got. They aren't the most aggressive AIs, as far as AIs go anyway. Arabia, you got another settler there, but you are staying very quiet. I don't know where you'd go. I mean, you could always try and attack Babylon. It's in such a good location if you could take it. Akkad's a little bit tougher, given its location, but... Oh, there we go, we had the war. And Tojo! Where has that come from, Tojo? I know you're a more aggressive mod than the normal Japan, but... that is a surprise. Didn't expect Tojo to be jumping in against Korea. I'm sure nothing's going to happen from this. Although Korea don't have many boats. And also Seoul is very small. 3 population capital. That is not good. But Korea, they have archers. They should be able to fight them off. I'm sure these Japanese boats won't do too much damage. But this is not good for Korea, because they're probably worried about Mongolia. And I guess Qing. It would be fair to say they could be worried about Qing. But obviously Qing are probably also worried about Mongolia. The Vandals, once again, attacking Morocco. They took Rabat last time, and they've decided, yep, we want some more cities. Mali are well and truly out of space now. Morocco are actually going to settle this island. We're seeing the AI be very efficient with land this game, which is something we haven't always seen. But lots of these islands going quickly. Look at Mali. They are nothing else for them. Okay, Persia and Babylon agree a peace deal. So Babylon are actually probably worse off. Actually, no, I wouldn't say that. Persia is still doing fairly good for themselves. Look at this mess. This region is just a huge mess right now. And there we go. Indonesia did grab the second city on this large island, Medan. Yeah, that's how we're going to say that. Just agree. And Stalin has entered the medieval era, as you do. Stalin, and he is making a push towards Warsaw. He's not even got... Adolf's not even here to help him out, you know. What a great time. Switzerland somehow grabbed this tile. Egypt just declared war on Nigeria. It's a bit of a weird one. Belgium are just sat here getting massive. Their borders are just growing. England are actually heading towards Britain are heading towards Scandinavia. Denmark have a settler heading towards the Soviet Union. This is kind of big, you know. Nigeria v Egypt. Nigeria they do have a road between these cities, but not one up to the one that's going to be where the conflict is. It looks like Egypt are a little bit stronger. Luckily, these lakes might save Nigeria. The Songhai, one of the nations, sitting very quietly. We've quite a big army here in Western Africa. Probably just going to wait and see what happens with the Vandals and Morocco before they try anything. I'm not sure if there'll be too much success for the Vandals. Morocco did just settle the island of Casablanca off the coast. Obviously, I don't know what the island is actually called. And the two Sicilies. I mean, they're not going to do very much here, but they've joined the war on Poland. They could, as the game go on, become quite important in the Mediterranean. We'll see how it plays out for them. New Golden Age. Lovely. Poland is sort of the biggest thing at the moment. It's Japan. Japan is trying to take Seoul, and they could if they actually tried a bit harder with these other boats. But they're not trying very hard, which is kind of weird, because they could be doing a lot better than this. Mongolia, with a new wave of settlers going down, as they continue to expand, something that Qing, Korea, China are a bit hesitant on doing. Vietnam are doing it, which is, I guess, good news for this part of the world. Maybe there is a bit of hope. Rhodesia and the Congo peace out, which means Rhodesia's growth is slowed for another time, for a bit longer. They still have the Zulu here to deal with, and the Congo, probably not going to be their game, I'm afraid. They are usually quite a capable AI. It's usually them or the Zulu, but that's not going to happen. Ah, Nigeria, you have... Well, I mean, this is not going to go well for you. We've got the Songhai coming in from the left, and Egypt from the right, avoiding making any sexual references here. It's not going to be a good time for you, Nigeria. You are in the middle. Yeah, but realistically, this is bad. Nigeria is probably going to die. Though the Songhai, surprised they didn't go after Mali. But oh, the Vandals might make this the second capital we see dropped in the series. Looks like they are going to take Marrakesh in the coming turns. Let's see if they can get it down low. Morocco do have a turn to respond. Poland have made some peace deals with Denmark and the Khazar. They didn't give anything away for once, and yet the Vandals next turn should take Marrakesh and maybe start to emerge as quite a strong nation here, although saying that they are surrounded by nations who are medium strength. You've got the Garamantes and Carthage, both pretty strong, and Songhai themselves look pretty strong. Let's continue to focus on this interesting stuff in North Africa. Korea seems to be handling itself fine. Persia's just got a peace deal. Mongolia is arriving to attack Persia, which is interesting. And Japan did peace out with Korea. And also, I believe, yeah, Poland got away with it. And it looks like a big battle with the Soviet Union's going down. But they should be fine. I think Denmark is sending their settler far away. Not a good move. Oh, and we missed the one thing we were trying to spot. That's the second capital to fall. Morocco, once again, I've had to say this many a time now, but it's not going to be their game. There we go, Morocco. The Vandals starting to look impressive up here in this corner, but the problem is Portugal are here, who look quite strong. They may not be too happy with this, and obviously they've got the navy actually to maybe come take Marrakesh. The British settler is just crossing over Canada towards the west coast. No signs that British settler was going to change his route though. He's still going to Scandinavia instead. And this region still staying pretty quiet and messy. This Mongolian settler is heading very far to the west. Maybe to send out a bit of a message to some of these Eastern European, Central Asian civs, telling them to get lost from the Far East. Arabia starting to grab some tiles from the African coastline. It's interesting. Still nothing new in Australia. Did Vietnam settle a new city? No. Where's that settler gone, Vietnam? Where have you sent it? I can't see it. China still staying quite quiet. All these guys just chugging along. There's nothing too big going on. Sort of focus on this battle. Oh no, we need to focus on Nigeria. Yep, their capital is probably going to be the next to fall. Expect Lagos to fall this turn into the Songhai. India just grabbed Machu Picchu. And Ibadan. Oh, Egypt, you got beaten to that. The Songhai snuck in and took Ibadan there. This is not good because the Songhai could risk just getting too big, and that annoys people. And that usually leads to your downfall. But if they take Lagos and stay away from wars for a little while. Oh, and the Vandals pieced out for Casablanca. And now they're going to have to answer to Portugal. Let's see if the Portuguese Navy is going to get involved here. That is a Swiss scout. I thought it was Japanese. My bad. Very similar colour schemes. Switzerland and Japan. Almost. It might be the same colour scheme. The more I look at it, it does feel like it is the same. The grey might be a bit darker there, but the red... the red might be a bit lighter actually on this one. That's the only difference. Portugal v the Vandals. Let's see how this goes down. Are we going to see anything at any point from the Sicilies Empire against Carthage? But there we go. Nigeria loses Lagos or Lagos. I don't really know. But there we go. The Songhai starting to look pretty big here in Western Africa. Could they be the saviour? Could they be the power that Africa is calling out for? Rhodesia are trying, but it's not really working for them at the moment. Egypt pieced out with Nigeria. They've given up. And the Songhai look like they're going to go in for the kill. Meanwhile, Rhodesia did grab the pyramids. And another city in Madagascar. And another settler is going round the coast of the Zulu for some reason. No idea why. Khazar with another city for someone else to come take. Denmark have got their settler heading out deep into Siberia. There's a British settler in northern Scandinavia. Britain yet to decide to go to the New World, even though they know of it. I don't think Portugal know of it just yet, because obviously they'll need to get open borders through Britain somehow, or deep sea sailing. Songhai decided not to take the final city. They've got a peace deal, and they need to rebuild their military and stay chill with everybody in an attempt not to die. Because right now they're pretty vulnerable. Everyone will be eyeing them up as a bit aggressive, as a free war. But I think they should probably try to rebuild and then go after Mali once they've rebuilt, because that is a good city there. 13 population, good resources. That will help the Songhai war machine go on. Siam. Oh, there we go. That is where that Vietnam settler went. It went down here. I don't know why, but I just thought they'd annoy Siam probably. Gandhi's doing okay. I mean, as far as it goes, he's got most of India on, will eventually be his, inside his borders. He probably isn't going to want Vietnam to be here, so we'll see how strong Vietnam gets. That'll make it interesting for those two come to blows. Switzerland still just been a bit under-impressive. You feel like they could have maybe gone and tried to take Brittany back, or well, just take it in general, or even a bigger attempt and try and take Naples, because if they could get Naples into their empire, they would be starting to look really good in Europe. But at the moment, they just seem happy. They are Switzerland. I mean, expecting a war from them. I don't know what the mod special stuff is, but I bet they can't declare war. I bet they're like super non-aggressive. I mean, if we see Switzerland declare a war, that'd be very impressive. Wallachia is actually here now. The Soviets have sort of fallen back, and the Wallachians are just slowly trying. But Poland has held on pretty well to its two cities in Europe. As long as the Danish don't make a proper landing with those berserkers, they'll probably be alright anyway. Well, Marrakesh has been captured by Portugal. That did not last too long. The Europeans are already grabbing land in Africa. It just, any world you go to, that's what happens. Marrakesh falls to the Portuguese, and that'll be pretty big if Portugal can hold on to it, because it's a platform for colonization in the future alongside that island if they find the New World. Kimberley did grab the Great Mosque of Dijon. I think that's how you say that. No idea. But there you go, another wonder for them. No conflicts yet between them and the Kulin. These nations are a bit backwards, with no disrespect intended, but you know, they are a bit slow compared to the rest of the world. They're not doing much. They're just happy. You know, they're safe from the rest of the world's problems. Ian Smith is completing wonders at will. He got the pyramids, and now Rhodesia have grabbed Hagia Sophia too. And Marrakesh did go back to the Vandals, as you'd expect, given that there was loads of their units there, and that Portugal took it with a boat, so its health was much lower than it would have been if they'd used a melee unit. Garamantes hits here with two large cities just staying relatively quiet. Interesting. Britain have now settled in northern Scandinavia. Edinburgh, we're just sending all those Scottish people up to live in the snow. Belgium, not Belgian, but yeah, it does say Belgian. Belgium have another settler heading out. Denmark v Portugal, that is a random war, although this Portuguese settler is going to feel their wrath. Songhai, Portugal, that shows the African nations are sticking together, but Songhai, you shouldn't be getting into any wars at the moment. I said just lay low. Anyway, Portugal did retake Marrakesh. The Huns have peaced out with Poland, and Attila cannot be happy with this. He is having a terrible game so far. Portugal got a peace deal, and they took Rabat as well, which means it's going to be handed probably to the Songhai, because they're probably going to come in here, take this for themselves, and you know what, Songhai, credit to you. If you can take that, that is a good pickup. I mean, it's only one population, it's not going to be a lot of unhappiness. That may have actually been a good move. You may get very lucky here, and as long as Portugal don't send like in everything, because that would not be so good. But you just got to remember, Portugal, who are looking pretty good, probably going to hate you for the rest of the game. And there we go, Angkor Wat for Maria of Portugal. And the settler might just make it up here. Might. And I don't think anything more super intense is going to happen before the end of this episode. Nope. There we go. But anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. It is now 540 AD, turn 137. I have no idea where we're going to go in this campaign. It's probably not going to be as far as we normally go, because there is a lot of civs, a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below. Maybe leave a comment if you've got anything to say. Feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to subscribe if you're new, and that would be awesome. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.